Lately, I've been noticing one general problem. People are asking, whether if it's in Alliance chat, live stream chat, or in my Discord chat, saying that, hey, my YSG is at 5531, what do I do? I invested my golden heads into Alex, what should I do? Or even Martel and Richard, what do I do? These questions rose up suddenly after the change where you now have access to Season of Conquest commanders in KFK Season 3. So in this video, I'm going to be trying my best to help you find a way to salvage your investment mistakes and turn it into something viable in today's meta. Hello everyone, my name is Bilicht and welcome back to Rise of Kingdoms. We're going to be doing this video a tier list style for visual representation, and we will only be discussing pre-Season of Conquest commanders, and I already prepared the table for the commanders. In order to proceed, let me explain the table first. The first three row represents the current meta open field pairings. For infantry we have Guan Scipio, for archer Boudica Zuglian, and for cavalry Nevsky and Joan of Arc. These three pairings are currently the best open field pairings in the game right now, and this is your target. Below we have investments that we can salvage, list of commanders, and maybe in future category, and sorry, almost, it's just not fixable. Let's kick the gear with Alexander the Great. For Alexander the Great, you still have place in System of Conquest within your open field marches. First of all, let us see what are the advantages of these three current meta pairings. If we pay attention to what they do, they are very strong individually, and also they are very strong combined, three of them, because their debuffs does not stack. Guan will apply AoE silence. Scipio does HP reduction with his skill. Boudica apply skill damage taken. Nevsky decreases that much defense. So HP defense and skill damage taken, there is no overlapping debuffs in these three current meta pairings. Alex also offers one of the most unique debuffs in the game. If we see Alex kit, the expertise skill, Alexander gains a shield for 4 seconds, and while the shield is active, up to 3 enemy troops will take 30% increased damage for 4 seconds. Only 5 commanders have this debuff currently in the game. Then being Minamoto, his 4th skill increases damage taken by 30% of that single target. Mulan's also has damage taken increased damage taken by 20% from all sources. Cyrus' first skill, additional damage taken increased by 20%, and lastly Trajan, also after casting skill, damage taken increased by 20%. But if we notice these commanders, all these commanders provide damage taken increase for a single target, that current target. Alex's damage taken increase is unique amongst this because it is AoE, and up to 3 enemy troops will take 30% increased damage for 4 seconds. Alex's expertise skill is still very unique, and I still think it has implementation in open field meta. What we can do with Alex? We can utilize Alex when you are finished building the current 3 open field pairings and you are looking into building your 4th or more marches. With Alex having his AoE damage taken debuff, it doesn't overlap with the current meta commanders, hence he is gonna find his way on open field, especially when you are trying to build your 4th march. Alex is gonna be half support, half damagey march, like somewhere around hybrid. He's not gonna be like pure Trajan support march, but he is still can provide his value on open field. Other than that, Alex doesn't have much space in Canyon meta. He doesn't do that much barb chaining, and other implementation we don't have any. To sum it up, Alex can easily come into play as your 4th march or 5th march. On top of that, for infantry heavily focused players, Alex will always have his role. Oh, and let's not forget about the combo that we can utilize. Harold and Alex for cheeseburgering combo. You can pop in and out of your city and do quick damage. But other than that, Alex is pretty viable option for building your 4th or more marches on open field. Now the next commander is Charles Martel. There was one DM in my Discord that, hey, I invested into Martel. KUK3 is around the corner. What should I do? If you have invested into Martel, no worries, because Martel's relic buff is very good. He gains so much raw stats that you can still use Martel in one of the open field marches. Especially when you are just beginning to build the meta marches on open field. And let's say you only got Guan or you only got Scipio to begin with. You can pair Martel with Guan or either Scipio. He is not going to do that much damage, but he is going to be tanky. And especially if you have Martel expertise, he's going to provide you 20% more march speed on open field, which is very important. In other words, Martel can help you transition into building more and more open field marches. But after you acquire the System of Conquest commanders, Charles Martel will not find his way in open field pairing. Yes, you can still kind of use like Herald and Martel pairing, but that pairing is way off the meta that I don't really recommend for you to use it. However, there's another usage for Martel, which is barb chaining. Martel will always be there for primary commander when it comes to barb chaining, and especially if you are looking to grind barbs with multiple marches many hours a day, then Charles Martel is always going to be there for you. And next commander, Constantine. Constantine is S tier when it comes to Sunset Canyon or Lost Canyons. I would not really consider Constantine to be wasted investment. You still need to have him at least 5511, and you need to be serious Sunset Canyon players. And if you are ranked higher in Sunset Canyon, then you are gonna be earning that daily rewards every day. That way Constantine can give his value back to you by giving you more daily rewards. Otherwise he's not gonna be in open field pairing that much. Mehmed is also very flexible. His relic buff is very good. He can still be used in Sunset Canyon, although he is not in the meta currently. He can still use in Sunset Canyon, or just like Martel, he can still be helpful for you to transition into building multiple marches. He is very good secondary, with him providing HP and skill damage boost to the march. Mehmed is always going to be there to help as a secondary, and if you have him expertise, he is pretty darn good city rally. For now, let's leave him in the open field section. Genghis Khan. If you have invested into Genghis Khan, it is also going to be similar to Alex. When you are now building multiple cavalry marches, Genghis Khan still find his way in the open field pairing. For example, Genghis Khan and Williams. Now, this combo has been tested on Chisco's channels. The idea here is that Genghis Khan will be machine gunning the skills, and William is a support march. The more William casts his skill faster, the more your march is gonna get buffed. Richard is currently Canyon meta, especially the combo of Constantine and Richard on the off lane. They are the tankiest combo possible that you can get in Canyon. And also Richard, as we know, he is gosh darn good at chain farming barbs. Richard will always be there in your repertoire of commanders, whether you are barb chaining or whether you are playing in Canyon meta. Richard is gonna be there for you. Other than that, Richard will not have his way in open field or any other implementation. Saladin and Genghis Khan is going to be the same, but Saladin is much more valuable. He is very tanky, he got relic buff, and one of the better marches that you can use in open field, when you are already running Nevsky and Joan of Arc, then you can add Saladin and add the flat into your cavalry marches. They will slow your target, they will debuff your target, and so that your Nevsky, Joan of Arc, or Boudica, Zuglian can finish them off. Caesar. Let's talk about Caesar. Lately, Chisco also did a few testing, pairing Caesar with Scipio. That march actually did quite well. The thing is that Caesar gets really good relic buff. March speed plus all damage bonus. Just like Mehmed or Alex, you can still use Caesar in one of your multi-march, okay? In one of your multi-march when you are building towards that 4, 5, or 6 marches, and you just don't have those secondary commanders to pair, you can pair Caesar with other commanders such as Scipio Prime and still can be effective on open field. Other than that, Caesar doesn't really have implementation. You can kind of almost, halfway use Caesar in Canyon for the off-lane tanky march, but in System of Conquest, Caesar is better off helping you transition into those multi-march. Mulan, you can use her in Canyon. In fact, currently in the meta of players, people most likely pairing Trajan with Mulan in their Canyon, as well as Trajan and Mulan can be your 5th or 6th supporting buffing march when you are building towards that multi-march. Other than that, Mulan doesn't have any other implementation. Now, lastly, let's go over YSG. YSG is out of meta right now, but he is still good. He is gonna make barb chaining a little bit easier. You can still include him in one of your canyon because of his AoE damage. He is gonna be doing a lot of AoE damage, and also he can still help you transition into a multi-march on open field. You can pair YSG with Scipio. If you don't have, let's say, if you don't have Guan, you can still pair YSG with Scipio, or let's say if you don't have Zhulian, you can pair Boudica with YSG, or even if you don't have Joan of Arc, or you can even pair Nesuke with YSG, meaning that YSG is still very versatile commander. He can help you building those open field marches by being one of the secondary commander and still dish out a ton of damage, and he is always going to be there for barb chaining marches. And if you barb chain march a lot, especially with multiple marches, then you are truly gonna enjoy your YSG more and more, because barb chaining is gonna give you so much stuff back to you. Alright, that's pretty much it. If you have any better suggestions, or if I missed something, let me or let others know in the comment section down below. And thank you so much for watching. Peace.